In its heyday of the late 1970s and early 80s, with a fleet of over a dozen charter boats, Fleetwood was a premier sea angling port, particularly in the north of England, with a catchment extending as far north as the Scottish border and south to the Midlands and North Wales. By the turn of the century, its status, boats and anglers had all but deserted it. Some put this sudden decline down to the austerity of the Thatcher years. With widespread unemployment or the fear of it, particularly in the north, priority spending took precedence over pleasure. By the time it was all over, a great many would-be anglers had simply lost the habit of going afloat. The fish are still there, but nobody, it seems, is interested in catching them anymore. Ironically, with inshore trawling following a similar pattern of decline, theoretically at least, there should be even more fish to go around. Obviously, nothing remains the same forever, and this is equally true of fish, whose population numbers can fluctuate in cycles. Rays, for example, are no longer as thick on the ground as they were back then. But to counter this, the bass fishing has never been better. Cod numbers, and particularly the bigger fish, are also down. But everything else is pretty much as the boats shown in this film left it, except of course for angler numbers. As you will very quickly gather, there was no marina back then. Both the fish quay and the commercial dock were still in regular use. Angling boats either tied up to a mooring in the river or berthed up along Jubilee Quay, but all had to pick up from the ferry beach by nosing into the side and putting over a ladder for the parties to climb on board. A little antiquated by today's standard perhaps, but effective nonetheless. Then it was off into Morecambe Bay or around Rossall Point, depending on the season or the weather.
Cracking a bit. Going through just cast away. Up, Phil. Aye, go on.
Pairs up here, Sam.
Women said. You're in.
Oh!
Yeah. Like.
I'll just lift them now.
How do you reckon? How many commons did you get yesterday? How many commons did you get yesterday?
Well.
Yes, I know.